All right, number 11, Alabama versus Arkansas. Alabama's a 20.5-point favorite. I don't love this line, I'll be honest. I don't think Alabama is playing well enough offensively to go beat Arkansas by 21 points. Arkansas took LSU to the wire. They lost that game by 3 points. They played well against Ole Miss. I think Arkansas is a team that may struggle to find 7 wins this year. They already have they have 4 losses back to back. So they're staring their 5th loss dead in the face. I think they're going to struggle to get to 7 wins this year. But I do think they keep it closer than 20.5. Jalen Milroe is definitely the answer offensively for Alabama, not in that he's the best quarterback in the country, not in that he's a top 5 to 10 to maybe even 15 quarterback in the country. He's, in all honesty, no shots at Jalen Milroe here, but Alabama and Alabama fans have gotten really comfortable having Bryce Young, Tua Tagovailoa, Jalen Hurts, you know what I mean?
Even Mac Jones when he was there.
Mac Jones when he was there was not in New York because it was the COVID year, but was top 5 in the Heisman race. The year Devontae Smith, one of their wide receivers, won it. So, they don't have a Devontae Smith. They don't have a Julio. They don't have Bryce Young or Tua or any of the guys I've named. They don't have that this year. I will say Jermaine Burton has been playing really, really well. He would be the closest comparison to any of those breakout wide receivers. Jalen Milroe hasn't been that. He hasn't been able to put himself in the conversation with those other quarterbacks mentioned. But he is the best quarterback on that roster. I think they need to rally behind him, let him run the offense in the way that he would be the most productive, put the ball on the ground a lot. Look, they're leading, I want to say, correct me if I'm wrong here, feel free to look it up real quick, but I want to say Alabama is top 2 in rush attempts this year. I believe that's true. I mean, straight back to hard-nosed Alabama football. Am I wrong?
I'm checking right now.
Okay. I think I'm right. I'm pretty sure I'm right there. But they are absolutely going back to, and even if I'm not right, they're definitely top 10. They were leading.
I can't find the standings of it, but they have 231 rushing attempts.
I mean, that's a lot.
That's a lot.
Through 6 weeks of football, that is a lot. So they're back to hard-nosed Alabama, run-it-down-your-throat football, and I think that's what they need to be this year. Their defense is good enough to keep them in a lot of games, but they're not going to they're not going to air it out and put up 40, 50 points like they've gotten comfortable doing. That being said, Arkansas is a good enough team to stay in the game. I don't see them losing by 3 possessions, but I do think Alabama wins. And I think Arkansas finds themselves in a really tricky situation with a solid team that isn't quite good enough to win close games, or just honestly a team that struggles to win the close games because they've found themselves in 1-possession games multiple times this year and couldn't pull it out. And so they're really not a bad team. They're just a team that can't win the close one. And they're playing teams that are equal to a little bit better than them and losing. And that's tough. You're staring your fifth loss in a row in the face, and now Arkansas's got a question: is Sam Pittman the guy? And that hurts because I think he's done a lot for that program and has really kind of put them back in the conversation of the SEC West. Again, they haven't won it in several years, a long time they haven't won it, but they've been better as of late than they had been historically. So that's going to be an interesting one. That's going to be a really, really interesting thing if we find towards the end of the season Sam Pittman being on the hot seat, because I don't know if he necessarily deserves to be. I know losing 5 games in a row doesn't help your case, but I think he's done a lot of good for that program, and I would hate to see him go as the head coach at Arkansas. But nonetheless, Alabama wins 1 to 2 possession game this week.